All right. Gan! Gan, get back here. Make him walk all that way. What is he doing out there? Hi.
I'm
I'm
relieved
ready.
you've returned. I thought perhaps you had decided against it.
Okay, ready to touch the book.
Here, I shall follow you directly.
All right, here we go. May he not be disappointed was the achievement. Capture Gan. Yeah. And we're out. I wonder what this says. Some words up here. The book. Do I have the book already? I got it. Alrighty. We made it out. We got Gen. We got his journal here. We're gonna have to read that another time. What do I got? Well, actually, hold on. I could keep streaming and then I'll just make a highlight cut at some point. So let's just keep it rolling. Do another hour. Let's. Oh, that's a linking book. Huh. Guess that was a book he was working on. I already put that into the power stuff. Oh, his pipe. So apparently, if you read his journal, he was using the frogs, something from the frogs in the age as something for his pipe. So dude's getting high on frogs. Oh Lord. And what are you drinking? What is that, a frickin' thing with a bone in it? Again? Again, what are you living your life? How are you living your life? What are you eating? Look at this. A bone cocktail. What the heck? What is that? Oh, this thing. Apparently they made this in real life and they gave it to someone for like I forget. I think it was like a pre-order thing for the remake. They actually had an inkwell, a scarab inkwell. Oh, it would have been so cool to have. So cool. It's okay. He's working over here. This is workstation. Oh, I think we have a journal here, so that can actually turn this off and on. Pretty interesting. Alright, there's that. We also have this lever, which I think raises the cage. Or lowers the cage, or rather. Now I'll be able to access the books again. And can I go out the door at all? No. I want to look around. I want to go see what the age looks like out there. This is the one age we don't really see anything of. Which is disappointing a little bit. Looks cool. He took his keys with him. So I think that's his dad. And that's his wife, which there's some writing here. It says Tigen, but I can't read it too well. Pretty sure that's his wife and then that's his father. He's got a flute or an oboe or something. Journal there. Oh, we have a viewer. A great deal of history. Use the imager to listen to Keta. Oh, Shorate, that means peace be with you, friend, I think. It's a greeting the Dunny use.
Tagamem, san botegan shem. Fasi.
So I think that's a recording of his wife. Atris's mama. I want to see if that was the only one. Probably it was the only one. Yeah. I can't skip. Yeah, Shorate. Normally it's Shora for like something like a hello, and then Shorate is like an additional like greeting. I was looking up Dunny words and Dunny phrases. All right. Oh, one thing I recommend looking up, I've mentioned this before. Someone made this thing in real life with like a projector thing on the inside that you can see a holograph from any angle. You can look that up on YouTube. This is really, really cool. We got a little water thing. She pull this. Little sink. Little tapestry. We got a bed. Made it all nice. Look at all that tucked in, all nice with a little thing right there. He's got good bed etiquette. Shirts. He's got a food thing. Oh, this is important. You remember those sounds? We were messing with Catherine's thing. That's the sounds. So it was click, 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 ding, ding. Right, remember that. Now we have a journal. So, a world containing nothing but clean laundry. Ah, yes. All right. November 29th, 1986. I start this latest journal with astounding news. Catherine has returned to the Fifth Age. And though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared, stolen from me by the rebels. As my guard tells it, she linked into the Fissure Plateau cage, as I'd guessed. when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter was that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel had happened by at that moment. The damnable luck of it. He did get a good enough look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person, a fact which, if true, makes the question of why she's returned here all the more puzzling. While I am sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that Cage has ever caught, I am also filled with hope. She may yet provide me with a way back to Dunny. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the Fifth Age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction, but I fear that unless I am able to regain access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of reconstructing the great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I am halfway there. If not, then she is trapped in the Fifth Age, and I can assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. October 5th, 1986. Once again, the great work has demonstrated its usefulness to me. This past week, the villagers have been more difficult to manage. Apparently, they have learned of Catherine's arrival, and their fear of this mythic beast has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known how truly useful these prodigious creatures would prove to be, I would have perhaps captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. It's got to feed more people to the works. October 13th, 1986. The search for Catherine continues. I now deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything at all about the books. It seems that with each passing day I more sorely realize the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I had presented it to them. Their minds, adapted only to the exceptionally menial tasks of village life, were incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and thus were unable to extract the essential underlying principles that are, ironically, so elegantly simple. It is obvious that much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the full meaning of the information I give them. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the future I'd planned for them, then this conflict would not exist. The minds of children are much more malleable. With the proper instruction, they have developed a more appropriate posture towards the culture that gave them their lives. At times they take it almost as if they had a bit of dunny blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I am quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future the way that Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could contain such knowledge responsibly, when it was quite clear that my own son could not. Ugh. Atris. Still he remains one of the greatest disappointments of my life. Yeah. Of course, yeah. Dude has such a, oh my god, Gen has such a superiority complex. It's not even funny. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned for him, he had already been poisoned as to all thoughts of the Dunny. Perhaps it was the only way that she could rationalize the fact that she had been responsible for the collapse of their civilization. So much destruction, So many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. Oh, it's been a while since I wrote the book of Tiana. So Tiana, was she like the reason, kind of steps in the way of the fall of Dunny? It's been a while. I think might have been the reason. Continuing. I do have vague recollections of the love she had for my father and for our world, but ultimately she was an outsider whose ignorance of the Dunny became the catalyst for their demise. If I am able to rebuild our culture and in the process correct such crucial weakness, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that a new era of prosperity might someday come to pass. January 4th, 1987. These last few weeks I have found myself frequently beset by images from the past. As I stood in the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in the Bookmakers Guild, Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the Dunny world, but I can't bear to think of him for long. It's too much. I was too young to see such a thing. February 8th, 1987. I've got her. Late last night, I received word that Catherine was in the village attempting to persuade the people to join her. I lost 2 good men in the process, but I would have paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She's been taken to the prison island, where I've been attempting to gain some insight as to the reason for her presence here. I've had to fight the all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows. She has adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions, when she answers them at all, in her native tongue. Even so, she is a poor liar. I am now quite certain that her return to Riven was unintentional, and that she brought no linking book with her. As far as her unwillingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see. Without their leader, however, they are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atris is bound to come for her. That is a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he do it? It is likely that his hesitation has been due, at least in part, to this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back to Dunny. There is no other way. June 20th, 1987. It's late and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife. Keta. You were the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you flicker there in the imager, I sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do it in an instant and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. July 30th, 1987. Damn these savages. I would be well advised to leave them all in the Fifth Age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived on Riven with a linking book to Dunny, and once again my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. From what little I could decipher from his muddled explanation. Oh, he didn't die. I thought he died. They threw him over the edge and he was just there. Apparently he didn't die. I could decipher his muddled explanation. It apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage has been damaged, but it is no matter. Everything I need is here now. Atris is certainly behind this. Yet how could he be so foolish? Oh, I got an achievement. Read every journal in Riven. Cool. How could he be so foolish as to send someone here with a linking book? Such blatancy is unlike him. Could it be that he has had a change of heart? After all these years, is he finally letting his poor old father go? No, he's only after one thing. Perhaps he should find her. For now, I need only to wait and observe. All right. Alrighty. So, yep. Yeah, I did check. And he was there first at first, and then I checked again and he was gone. But I always thought that the tide had come in and washed his body away. So apparently he lived. Alrighty. So we got the code now. Click, 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 ding, ding. It won't let me click until this little cutscene's over. There we go. You better never not be stepping in onto the side of that or those things are going to catch you. Alright, let's go. Let's get Catherine out of that weird little... kind of looks like a lighthouse. Apparently this was like a great tree. And there we go. Who will link the broken chain? Got the achievement. Free Catherine from her prison. Was there a thing if I turned around though? Is there anything behind me? I don't know.
We have to move quickly. Gen's people may already know what's happening. Once we're back with the moiety, we'll have time to regroup. Can I see the book? You did it. We're all free. You captured Gen.
Yeah. I don't know how you can tell that.
But they're still his followers. I'm not sure what I'll do once I realize he's gone. I'll have to get the villagers to safety as soon as possible. You go back to the Temple Island and reopen the fissure.
Got it.
I know it's risky, but it's the only way to signal Atris. I'll try to make it back there as soon as I can, but don't wait for me. Don't forget, the portal combination's in my journal. Good luck.
So before I do that, we can actually go up into Catherine's place to look around, I think. Pretty sure. Dude is probably cursing up a storm in the void right now. Though I'm surprised he didn't show up like, "Who are you?" through the static. The blue pages. Oh. Can I click? Can I? Okay. Oh, she cut the thing. But I wanted to explore her room. But I wanted to look. I wanted to look around her space. And I can't go back up. Okay. Ah. Sworn you could look around or something. I don't know. Hey, well. Maybe in the remake we'll get to poke around in her spot. I always would like to I don't know how many times I've played this game, but it has been a lot. I'm trying to click it. There we go. Maybe it is this version of the game, because I swear when you activated these things with the Steam thing, they look different. And you could hear something. Maybe they cut it out of this. There's another thing that was missing from this version, where if you were to go to the Sunners and get close to them, there was a part where you could actually get closer and then they would swim away, but I couldn't get it to activate. Maybe this version has some assets taken out in order for it to run a little easier on a PlayStation 1. I don't know. At least it's not like the mobile version for like the iPhone. At least when I originally played it, that version on the iPhone, they'd taken out some of the animations for objects moving, like yeah, there is a phone version of Riven and Mist, but it is missing some of the animations for like objects. The one I remember, which we'll see in a second, with the porthole that looks into the Star Fissure, there's like a little gear thing. Oh yeah, they took the whole thing of it lowering down. They just had the noise, but they didn't have the animation of it lowering. They just kind of cut that. Just like lame. I don't know if the iPad version did that. I think that was the full thing, but for the phone, they got rid of those animations for some. Why am I in the cage again? Oh, wait, no. We want to go. Where do we want to go? What's the quickest way? Alright. We'll go right back to Temple Island and just deal with the rotating room again. Rip the pages out of the journals. I always wondered how those red and blue pages got scattered around. Because that's one thing in the original Myst game, you know, iconic though it may be, uh, it's not like this game where everything feels organic and pieced together. Because there's like, it feels like a bunch of things kind of slapped together. There's not really a clear cut, what you call it. No, I should have been standing on that. Oh, no. Never mind. I should not have been standing on that. I would have been crushed. Right. Come on, zip speed, don't fail me now. Why can't I zip in here? This place seems very zippable. Actually, I know what we can do. Why is this yield back? Well, we don't need to go up there now, so we can just do this. Ooh, really? Another game like with the F. The only other game I've ever seen that does this with the live action actors is, what is it called? What was One Late Night? It was like a horror game with it. But what's this other game? I love those things. I love it when they have live action actors. What is it? Tell me. I'd have to check it out. Alrighty. Naya. I'd have to check it out then. Why is this all the way down? I wonder if I can open this when it's on there. Okay, so Catherine's journal. The code is 3 1 3 4. What? It's not letting me do it. It's gotta be with the thing away from it. Got it. Also, that audio is a bit different. Is that enough? No. Needs to be farther so it doesn't clip. Yeah. It only has a half the audio. 3 1 3 4 1. Star Fissure. Let me look at it. I want to see. That's further away. You'll probably see it clearer the closer it gets. At least that sounds the same. first before those. So yeah, this. They completely took out this thing where the chuck moves in the mobile version. For now, we are going to keep the chuck there. Just so we can see it without breaking. And then once we see it, move the chuck. So yeah, the fissure has like these spots that move through it. Exactly. I do love all the audios. I hope they keep it for the remake. Because the audio, oh, it's iconic. Every so often I hear like certain, like someone's used that same audio in another media. Like specifically anything with like the industrial squeaking noises. Rotating, what have you. Very rarely. I'm like, oh, missed. Alright, here we go. We got Catherine out. We got Gen. Let's do it. This is where our paths must part. And there it goes. Fun fact in Uru, you can find that dagger again. Hey, Tress!
There isn't much time. Where's Catherine? Where's the book?
Atris!
I don't...
Aww.
The villagers are safely in the Rebel Age. I thank you.
As do I. You've accomplished more than I could have hoped for. You've given me back my life. The path home is now clear for all of us. This is where our paths must part. Perhaps we'll meet again someday. You know where to find me.
Yeah. Wait, where are you going?
Goodbye, my friend.
Yeah? Wait, don't leave. Hey, wait a minute. What am I? Hey! This is like, you're just like, okay, you get in the hole. I'm like, well, how do you know I'm not gonna die? Ah. Well. There we go.
Now I understand. Endings and beginnings are within the fissure. That Riven cleft of stars that access both a wall and a bridge. And though I am unable to understand how, the very flow of stars that brought my mist book into worthy hands, I am sure served as a safe passage home for my friend. The age of Riven is closed forever, but the people of Riven are free. And now I am at rest, understanding that in books and ages and life, the ending can never truly be written.
And I just floated in the void forever, apparently. Yeah, that's so. I wonder when Uru takes place. Because is it that. So apparently, falling through there in Uru, you get to where the cleft is, which is where Atris grows up. it leads apparently to the middle of Arizona or Utah. I forget where. But if I fell through it, body found in the middle of Utah next to a strange book. It's like I just Family Guy death pose in the middle, in the middle of the desert. I don't know. I always thought originally before Myst 3 that you just were a being from this void that had found the book, and then from there. But yeah, in Myst 3, I believe their new home is on Earth. They call it Tamana, so it's probably in the middle of Wyoming or Utah somewhere. I hope they re-release that for that. That was on PlayStation 2, so the port should be feasible for the PlayStation 5. No extra discs for that. But yes, it's one of my favorites. One of my favorite games. See, I didn't finish this one until after I finished Myst 3. Came back on the good old Mac, finished it. So good. And the music, the music. I love the music. I gotta check out their, yay! If they ever have Mysterium, which they every, I think, July or June, I think it is, they hold Mysterium, which is a Myst convention. And I missed it. They had it originally at the Cyan headquarters for 1 year. And I wanted to go, but I forgot. And I would have gone. Someone dressed up as one of those weird monkey things from the fourth game. Someone had like a fursuit of one of the monkey things from Myst 4 Revelations. It's funny. Oh. Yeah, if they ever have it somewhere again there, I would want to go. I'll bring a cake. I'll bring the beetle cake. I'll make the beetle cake again and bring it for everybody. Or tiny beetle cakes. Little beetle cupcakes I could do. Yeah. Yes. Alright. Is that it? Hello? Yeah, life-size beetles. Alright, the game. It's not moving. I guess this is just where it ends. Alright. Well, alright. So yeah, that was Riven. That was fun to revisit that again. Interesting to see how different versions have just little nuanced variations to them. I want to do the remake, but I gotta wait till it comes to the PlayStation 5 or at some point if I can afford a gaming laptop. I will do that. That'll be fun. Games just stopped. Well, alright. That'll be it for me. I have another list of all my cheats on here. Maybe I'll do, I'll get Myst for the 5 at some point and do that. It's been a while since I've also played that game as well. And yeah, if you want to check out my other playthroughs of it, I'm still working on editing the videos, but they should be up on my YouTube at some point. I just finished uploading my Deltarune playthrough. I gotta make nice thumbnails. I'll do my myself, and I like to do like a little character drawing to the left of the thumbnail. I'll make it myself as I would look like if I was in dunny clothes with the frickin' goggles and everything. Yes. Yes, it'll be good. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in for my stream. I kind of stream randomly, but at some point, yeah, I'll do Mist. I was working on. There's a couple games. I was in the middle of Skyrim, but I lost some of my stuff and I have to go back. And I was reading all the books in Skyrim, and then at some point I want to revisit the Dishonored series. I love that lore and stuff. But yeah, I do randomly, so I don't have a set schedule, but I don't know if you get notified whenever someone streams, probably. But yeah, check back in. I do stream other games from time to time. And yeah, check out my YouTube. I got a couple other game playthroughs up on there. All right. Well, I gotta be going. Take care, everybody. Ciao, ciao.